Hello. We're having some technical difficulties, but welcome to the Coffee Rockstars. I'm Michael Harris, and I am in Vancouver, Canada. Oh, and my co-host just disappeared. So, while we're waiting for Eric to come back, uh, how is everyone? I am in Vancouver, BC right now, and I just went through Coffee Crawl, and we're gonna talk all about it. I'm just gonna answer him right now. He's messaging. He just got logged out. So, guys, it's been quite a while since the last episode, which is last week. Last week we were in um, Bogota, Colombia, and this week we are in Vancouver, BC. So again, there he is. Okay, and there he is.
There we
All
go.
right. Hey, where'd you go?
I don't know. You froze, and then I can only hear audio, and then that was it. So I was like, okay, interesting.
All right. So, mga coffee friends, the Coffee Rockstars is live, and if you guys want to join the chat, feel free to message. And we'll talk about whatever you guys want to talk about or whatever topics you guys have. So this week we're just gonna have a quick chat. We are once again, we are in Vancouver, or I am in Vancouver, Canada. Eric is in Philippines, and we are in two time zones this week, just like last week. So last week we were, just as a recap. Last week I was in Bogota, Colombia, where I went for a coffee crawl, and we spoke about the coffee culture there, and we checked out a few things that was we talked about a few things that I noticed about Bogota. So this week I went around with my son Dylan to check out some of the Vancouver coffee culture. We went to a few coffee shops, and we did notice a few things. One of which is Vancouver, in terms of coffee culture, is a little bit lagging compared to Asia. There are some coffee shops mm, that was trying, and there are some pretty good coffee shops that aren't getting as much attention as I feel they should. So, Eric, what's up? What's happening in the Philippines? Is there anything you'd like to share with our audience today?
What happened? So last week I did an unboxing. I did a video shoot for the new items that Hario arrived. So I will have that out in the market soon. They were just
Okay, very
editing the
cool.
video for the new Zurian dripper, and we have a couple new limited edition colors that are coming out. What else is here? Couple new stackable cups. There's a new scale. So Hario has a new scale that's coming out, but that hasn't arrived yet.
Mm-hmm.
Let me think. I think that's all in preparation. I guess everything's rolling out for Wolfex. So everyone's waiting for new stuff because we have the new Vega Nova that just came in. So that one we set up yesterday. So we'll be doing test run. That will be showcased in the Conlins booth
Mm-hmm.
in Wolfex. And then there's also a new unit called the W Mini, which I'm really excited with. It's I guess a residential model. Excuse me, a residential model for the home. So if you want to do a semi-automatic, and it's really cute. It's not really big, but it still looks very professional. It has the capabilities of I guess a semi-professional machine, and it looks really nice. So something to be excited with. I'm considering having one in the kitchen here, but I don't know. The Jura is just so easy to use. You're kind of spoiled by just pushing buttons.
Okay, bigla na naman siya nawala. So, I think Sir Eric's connection is pretty weak. But while we are waiting for him to come back, Marivic says hello. Hello po, Marivic. Kamusta po kayo? I'm seeing all the good things that's happening with your coffee. I look forward to going back to the Philippines and being able to taste your coffee once again. Marivic is a coffee farmer. Speaking of Wufex, habang hinihintay natin si Eric, Jolly Cow will be featuring a number of barista masters this week. And I myself, Vanessa, Mark Joseph Lingat, our current national latte art champion, and our three-time Philippine latte art champion Joe Marie will be at the Jolly Cow booth this WooFex. So check us out. Nawala na naman si Sir Eric. Um, yeah, so we will be there. I will be there with Vanessa on July 31st. So if you guys would like to see or check us out or see what mastering the art of milk is all about, check us out there. It's July 31st, 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. Ayon. So guys, if you guys would like to check out the Jolly Cow booth, please attend at the Woofex. Tapos sina Mark Lingat and Jo Marie is going to have the ultimate latte art throwdown Battle of the Barista Masters on August 2, 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock p.m. So that is happening at Woofex if you guys would like to join in. Okay, Eric, you got cut off, so please, yeah, you were talking about Woofex and then you disappeared.
Oh, okay. I don't remember to what extent I was cut off. Yeah, so Wolfex is happening from July 31st to August 3. So it's going to be a
Mm-hmm.
good time to see everyone there, and everyone's going to be bringing out all their new gear and their new stuff. So that
Mm-hmm.
should be exciting. We are looking into showcasing a lot of new products. So if you guys are in the area, we'll also be having a few guest roasters featuring doing bar takeovers. So we're just
Mm-hmm.
doing finalizations for that. So that we'll make an announcement on the schedule of the people who will be doing the. I guess we're debating whether technically the way we structured the booth this year is we have a Hario brew bar and then we also have a espresso bar. So how to work out the schedules for that? So that should be fun. It's all about scheduling right now, and everyone's doing a race to get their booths all sorted out. I mentioned that we will be showcasing the Wega Nova and the W Mini, so that should be really
Mm-hmm.
cute. And interestingly, Wega actually has their own grinder, so we'll have
Oh,
that on showcase as well.
okay, very cool.
Yeah.
Looking forward to playing around with all the gear. I will be at the booth on, I believe, July 1 and 2. So if you guys would like to taste some nice local coffees that we'll be featuring, that's from Itogon Benguet, and some Libericas from Calamba Laguna, come by the booth. We will be featuring them at the Conlins booth on July 1 and 2. Ano pa mga nangyayari? Yung signal ni Eric medyo mahina talaga eh. So if he cuts out again, I'll just keep talking and we'll see how that goes. Yeah, Eric, aside from that, what else is new there in the Philippines?
What else is new? Let me think. Um, Not much. Not since for last week. I think last week. What was happening last week? A lot of rain. We've been getting a lot of rain. So
Well, it's
good
really
stuff.
really
Something
sunny
for you to
here
look forward to.
in it's really really sunny here in Canada. Uh, I did notice going around in the appliance centers and in the Costco that people are going crazy for air conditioners. So that's a new thing that I'm starting to see people do. They're buying air conditioners, and it also, here's another interesting thing. If you look at the return area of Costco and the Best Buys, they're actually buying the air conditioners and returning it. So that's one thing that I find that is interesting here in North America, that people buy stuff and return it. I have no idea how the stores are surviving. One of the other things that I
Imagine
notice here is
if.
one of the other things that I notice here in Canada or here in North America is there is a self-service line where you check yourself out, right, in groceries. And I think I read an article this morning saying that Walmart is gonna stop doing that because they lost a lot of money from people stealing at the self checkout. So yung honesty is the best policy. Not so much here.
Well, I would imagine that it's that return policy is always something that's always I'm curious because I've seen people actually return open bags of food, which I just boggles the mind. It's like, I ate it, I didn't like it, I want to return it. It's like,
Well, here's the thing. They have this Cheetos, right? Here they have it in little Pringle cans, and it's like Cheeto balls,
oh,
like cheese balls. It's really really good. So
it's
I
like cheese
bought one
balls.
yesterday. Yeah, cheese balls, but it's Cheetos. So I bought one yesterday, and I was eating it, and then halfway through, and I was wondering why it's medyo makunat. It wasn't fresh. I was eating it halfway, and then I realized that the bottom was open, like it was cut open.
Ew.
I know. So
No.
I was kind of freaking
Wait,
out, and
how was it cut open?
it was cut open, like a really clean cut in the bottom. So I was kind of freaking out, and I was telling Dylan like, "Oh my gosh, if like I'm poisoned, bring me to the hospital."
So nothing was falling out, but there was a cut in the bottom.
Yeah, there was a cut, and all the balls, the cheese balls, were like it was stale. It was makunat, and yeah, I was really surprised about that. So yeah, they should have a good return policy. Like I could have probably brought it back to the store and said, "Hey, I want my money back," right? But we're not like that. Daryl is at the chat, and sabi niya, Sir Eric, a lot of people are waiting for the next installment of the Hario Brew Battle. So Eric, when is it happening? And I think there's a lot of people who would like to play.
The next installment of the Hario Brew Battle, we're trying to work out the mechanics, and we're also trying to work out where, because we always like to partner with a local roasters and to showcase their coffees as well. So usually, whoever we partner with as a local roaster will also be functioning as a judge. And the other thing that we're looking into is the venue. So we few things that we're trying to coordinate with, but definitely more in the way, especially with now that there's a new dripper that we want to let our competitors play around with, just because I think something new, showcasing something new would always be fun. So last time we showcased the Pegasus dripper, which did really well. It was the brewer that Daryl did that won the brew battle. It was that was the one that was used to win.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
yeah, we were trying to see if it was possible to do it in Wolfex, but the space just there wasn't enough space to do it.
Okay.
And plus, there's so many competitions that are happening in Wolfex. I was surprised that there was a lineup of. I'm not sure if it was the champions who are going to be showcased or if they're going to have competitions itself. So we'll see how that goes.
Okay. One thing I noticed about this year's WooFX is they're using more. A lot of the companies are featuring more champion baristas, and even regular baristas, which is nice. I think that's a new change. That's a new approach to promoting people's products. And I think it's really nice to be able to feature baristas, giving them a chance and putting the spotlight on them to push up,
They all.
to try and promote a brand. So that's cool.
It's also
Yeah.
the first year that they are doing a bar section. Like they actually
Good
have a hall
morning.
that's dedicated to bars.
Good morning, Kirk. Kamusta ka? I hope you're planning to
Hi,
visit
Kirk.
WooFix. We look forward to seeing you there. And everyone else who's joining the podcast, please feel free to give us a shout out on our chat. Just comment below and we'll say hello. And if you have any questions or may mga gusto ko yung ikwento or gusto nyong basahin namin online, we'll try to read it as long as it's clean and safe, right? To read. So yeah. Other things, Eric. What else?
Uh, One of the things that I've actually been noticing, I'm not sure if it's noticeable there or not, but there's this big thing where a lot of people are adding matcha to everything. So I'm not sure if it's the same thing in Vancouver, but here it's like matcha soda with yuzu or matcha milk with like cherry blossoms or matcha milk with sparkling water. I was like, huh, people really like and it's the authentic matcha. It's like they bring out the whisk and they kind of like do the whole traditional ceremony thing. So I'm just not sure whether that's a big thing in Vancouver as well.
So me the other day, me and Dylan went out for a coffee crawl. We visited quite a few coffee shops, and one of the nicer coffee shops we visited was called Nemesis. They got really nice
Mm-hmm.
packaging and all that stuff. One thing we noticed on the menu, and I did take a picture of the menu because it's good to know. Um, yeah, on the menu. So Dylan ordered matcha calamansi latte. Yeah. So obviously, Filipino made the menu because on right beside it is a matcha ube latte. So yung
Mm.
ube matcha calamansi, alam mo ng Pinoy yung gumawa. And when I asked that the when I asked the barista, you know, when I said, "Hey, very Filipino," he said it's a Filipino barista who made the menu. So that's really cool. The place was nice. The coffee
Mm.
was decent. It was okay. Um, the desserts was okay as well. We had a avocado sandwich. It was good. It was fair.
Wait, how much was it?
So how much was it? Okay, okay. Ito yung presyo before we go to the shout out. Good morning from Felisa Grind and Brew Nevoisia. Hello. Hello po. Yeah, I have the menu right here. Let's see. We took a lot of pictures.
Uh,
Yeah. So, espressos were $4.
Four
Um,
plus tax.
so we had one of those, and then pour overs was 8. The matcha calamansi soda was 8, and the ube latte was 8. So yeah,
So your espresso was about, let's say, 200 pesos.
yeah, which is really expensive.
Your 8 plus 10% multiplied by 42. 8 plus.
And then the avocado toast was 14.50. Yeah. So, habang naghang si Sir Eric, let's go to the chat. So, Daryl is asking when the next Comandante Championship is. Um, he's actually wondering if there's going to be a Comandante Cup this year since Aeropress partnered with Comandante already. A lot of people are looking for that, forward to that. Well, for Comandante this year, maybe not. The budget of Comandante is for every 2 years. So most of the Comandante Championships is sponsored by Comandante along with local partners. So maybe no Comandante champion this year, but we'll try to push to see if we have sponsors that would help us run the competition. So Comandante, yeah, it's a maybe, but Comandante themselves would not be sponsoring it this year. So yeah, I hope that answers your question. Yeah, Eric, before you cut out, what were you saying?
Mhm. I'm just thinking everything's very expensive there because at your sandwich for an avocado on toast, which is literally just an avocado on toast,
Yeah,
uh, that's insane. That's like 700 pesos for a piece of bread with an slices of avocado on it. Oh wait, how was the
well,
tipping culture?
yeah, I'm about to talk about that. But how about the Comandante giveaway? We are still that's still ongoing. We will put out the mechanics soon. Medyo na out of town na ako, so we haven't gotten back to that. But the brush is still with us. and we are going to give it away with a few keychains. And it's really a nice giveaway. And Daryl says thank you. Yeah, so yung nga napakamahal ng mga bilihin dito. I'm actually really surprised at how expensive the coffees were. We went to another place called Revolver, where if kung ang espresso is $4 at Nemesis, at Revolver it was like $7 and up for espressos and pour overs. And all we had there was like one pour over, and me and Dylan shared it. It was okay. It was a Honduras, I think, and yeah, it was okay. It wasn't amazing. And then the next place we went to was called Palette Coffee Roasters. The place is super nice,
Mhm.
but and it's a roastery. It was actually the roastery that we went to. But more people were having their brunch and lunch rather than having coffee there. And the coffee again was just okay. It wasn't mind blowing amazing. But maybe I was talking to my son about this, Dylan, and he was saying that I just came from Colombia, where all the best coffees are, and we were cupping like best of the best coffees every single day. So maybe my standards are a bit high. Um, Coming back to Vancouver, so that might skew off um, my taste for coffee. Medyo I was drinking a lot of really really good coffees when I was in Colombia. So coming back to Vancouver, medyo mataas siguro standards ko kasi lahat ng pinuntahan ko mediocre eh, parang okay lang. But there was a standout coffee shop that I really
Paano pa kung
enjoyed.
umuwi ka?
Ayun na nga eh. We'll see. Um, but I am bringing a lot of good coffees from Colombia, so watch out for that cupping. We will have a cupping of these Colombian coffees, and as well as all the coffees I collected throughout my travels. We'll do a cupping in at the Institute for Coffee Excellence, and we'll put out the details in the next few weeks. Yung another, I think one of the better coffee shops I visited here in Vancouver is called Ricky. It's in Richmond, believe it or not, and it's just across Lansdowne. And the owner does everything himself. He's there every day. He's the guy who roasts. He packs. He's also the barista. And I was with him this morning, and I had some coffees. He's got some pretty good selection of coffees. We shared a Panamanian coffee together, and I gave him some of our Libericas, which he will be placing an order of. So that's really cool as well. So very soon, yung Liberica coffee ng Henry and Sons will be available here in Richmond, BC. So represented tayo dito mga Pinoy sa Vancouver, Canada. We're gonna have some people selling Liberica coffees from Calamba, Laguna, and some Itogons as well. So that's some really, really good news. Guys in the chat, if you guys have anything you would like to ask, or if you'd like to join into the conversation, please feel free to comment. Um, yeah, so that one. And then also this morning, me and my friend, we went to a coffee shop called Moved Coffee Roasters. It's in the middle of nowhere in an industrial area. The coffee was also pretty good. They had we ordered a coffee flight. It was $35 for three pour overs. So that works out to be about $10 something per decanter. And
Mhm.
one of the coffees was a cup of excellence Colombian coffee. The other one was, I believe, I think it was the second one was. Hold on, let me just check. I just want to be accurate. The second one was a black honey. I'm not sure where it's from. And then the last one was a Colombian pink bourbon, and that was the best one. So yeah, that roastery was okay. It wasn't bad. The cup of excellence was a little bit disappointing, but the other two coffees was pretty good.
Interesting.
Ayon. So, sabi ni Kirk, have you seen some Lanao del Sur coffee there in Vancouver? I know one of their buyers is from Canada. I'm not sure. No, I didn't see any Philippine coffee here, unfortunately. That's why me and my friends and my son, we've been running around to all the coffee shops, trying to get some of them on board with Philippine coffee. And I think we were pretty successful. yung anak ko nagpa-cute lang na nagpa-cute. And yun nga, may mga kliyente kami nakuha. And here he is. He's right here beside me. Say hello to the chat.
Hello.
Hi. Yeah. So we had a fun day the other day, right, Dylan?
Mm.
Yeah. Agree lang siya. Ayun. So Eric, may mga tanong ka pa ba, or is there anything you would like to mention, or is there anything, are you curious about any of the other places we went to on our coffee crawl, or if anyone in the chat would like to ask questions?
Well, I always was wondering what are your thoughts on the aesthetic value, because I know in the Vancouver the aesthetics of the environment is always very important relative to like the overall experience of the coffee or whatever you're having. So have you found that not even just coffee shops but just general restaurants, because I know you went to have ice cream because I saw your ice cream post, how are the did
So
you go to the really fancy ice cream place that is served in ceramic? The ice cream tubs are made of porcelain, and that's how it's served as, and it's reusable.
so far we haven't found like a fancy ice cream place. I've been looking, like I've been really looking. But in terms of ice cream, that ice cream place we went to is just down the road. The ice cream was amazing. I had the Shanghai Love or something like that. It was a jasmine oolong ice cream. It's good. And then Dylan had the Oreo ice cream. That was good too. And then in terms of aesthetic, that place looked like a room. Like, I swear to God, it's a room with a bar. There's no design. There's no. It wasn't visually appealing. But the reason why I noticed it was one of my first nights here. I saw someone running into the store. Like it was about to close, and the person was running in. Like I saw that person really, really wanted that ice cream. So I made it a point to go back and check it out. And true enough, the ice cream was good. I was pleasantly surprised.
Is this in Garden
Um,
City Center?
yes, it's called J
Oh,
Square. Design aesthetic of the store,
oh,
not nice, but the coffee, the ice cream, really nice. So sabi nga ni Kirk,
okay.
future champ daw si Dylan. Thank you, Kirk. Thank for the he really does. He's really into coffee, and his sensory skills is really good. Um, what's the most popular coffee drink in Canada? Surprisingly, a lot of people are starting to like. And that store that we went to wasn't the only store serving it. It was people are doing everything they could with ube and matcha. So, yung ube natin medyo sikat dito sa Canada, which is nice. Most popular, I think the most popular coffee in Canada would still be Tim Hortons, because I saw the lineup at the Tim Hortons. It's kind of wild, and it's basically vanilla flavored milk with some coffee. That's what it tastes like. And it's super sweet. Um, he Kirk expects it to be something hot. These
Ice
days,
cap.
sobrang init dito. Right now, it's about 30 degrees. And again, people are starting to buy
Sobrang
air
init, 30
conditioners.
degrees.
Ayun na nga eh. Ayun na nga eh. Yeah, I know. And I was just in Colombia, right? So, but yeah, init na init yung mga tao dito. And I find it really interesting that they're all freaking out that it's 30 degrees, because in the Philippines, I was telling them we actually hit 40, no problem. But right now it's the rainy season.
You know what I
Yeah.
find? Oh, you know what I found interesting that I read somewhere, or at least I heard somewhere. So in Vancouver, oat milk has become almost a staple in a lot of households because it's so common. It was oat milk has been around for such a long time in Vancouver. I think it's been around for the last 5, 6, 7 years, and it's typical that I see a lot of people use oat milk for the house. But a lot of doctors have been cautioning people about oat milk because it has such a high glycemic index compared to regular milk. So because oat itself is it's really high in sugar because it's a grain. So a lot of people have been suggesting like oat alternatives. So I was like, but oat milk is already an alternative. And there was like, what would be the alternative to oat milk? They're like, nut milk. I was like,
Yeah,
oh, so I
pistachio.
think some of the bigger brands there started coming out with pistachio and cashew milk, which I've never tried pistachio milk yet. I don't know if it's anything like almond milk. Is the texture sweet? Or is it like a thick, heavy texture? What is that like?
Um, I think oat milk was a fad. It was a fad because if you look at, or at least when I was at the grocery stores, it's not as popular or prevalent as it used to be. What I'm starting to see is a lot of smoothies. Smoothies, yeah.
Hmm.
So
Smoothies.
it's pretty interesting. It's basically like they have mango smoothies, strawberry smoothies, they have passion fruit smoothies, and it's in milk jugs. So I don't know. I haven't tried mixing it with milk with coffee, but I think it might taste good. The thing is, it's not gonna foam. Like I am sure of that. It's not gonna foam. So I'm seeing a lot of that. And then in terms of oat milk, there's a few brands left, and then the rest are nuts. So they got cashew milk, they got almond milk, they got coconut milk. They have it. They have all the alternatives. It's just for me, like I don't really drink coffee with alternate milks that much. Unless I want a latte. If I want a latte, then Jolly Cow's the brand for me, right? Wala naman Jolly Cow dito. So yeah, we just drink it black here.
Hmm. Well, because here I've been noticing a lot of the aisles in the grocery. There's been a significant shelf space allocated to oat milk, but then it's only in certain areas. Kasi meron ako napuntahan when I was looking for the oat milk, like milk alternatives for the competition back for barista for calibration. I went to a grocery and there was this certain grocery na grabe, the oat milk was placed in parang napakaalanganin na pwesto tapos iniipis na lang. I was like, ugh, that's gross. So, yeah, but the allocation for the space, it had its own end cap, which was very surprising. I was like, whoa, I didn't realize the push for oat milk here is quite strong.
Yeah, kasi medyo delayed ang Philippines eh. I think oat milk was big here in North America as well as in Europe around 2021. It was a big deal, and then it started to decline. Like if you look at the market uh market studies and the surveys, medyo it's on the decline. So what right now what's also is the nuts, um and yun na nga. We'll see where it goes, right? But it's changing. Like it's always
Is
changing. Coffee is always changing.
is the Korean stuff still selling very well there? Because I remember all the Korean ice cream bars and all that. They also had a very big section.
No. Here, if you look at the grocery sections, the fruit section's always huge, and the fruits always look nice. And then the frozen food sections are always huge.
Hmm.
And then after that, yung mga pre-cooked meals are also big.
Hmm.
Um, so roasted chicken, uh, pre-cut salads, stuff like that. Those are always big sections. Tapos, um, yeah, and then vitamins. There's like a huge vitamin sections in the 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 grocery stores. I just got distracted. Marcus here says, "Have you ever tried the classic Canadian poutine?" You know what, Marcus? I was at the food court a while ago, and I was at the NY Fries that has the Canadian poutine. I was staring right at it, but the lineup was so huge that I didn't line up. But I wanted it. I
Hmm.
really wanted it. And they have so many kinds of poutines. They have like poutine that's like meat lover poutine. They have a vegetarian poutine. Like they have a taco poutine. It's something that I think Canadians really love.
Poutine.
Soggy, yeah, soggy French fries, right? Like French fries soaking in gravy. I was
Gravy.
really tempted. I would have lined up if Dylan was with me, but he wasn't. So yeah. So that was something. And it's so yeah, that was just kanina. I was at the food court. I was like, I want one of those, and then I saw the lineup, and I was like, forget
Mm.
it.
There's a
Yeah.
good place that you can try. Well, actually, I wouldn't say it's good. It's very popular, and the packaging is really pretty. It's Thomas Haws, so they have the really nice chocolates, and the boxes are so nice, and they have really cute like pastries and whatnot. If you're in the area, you might want to try. If you want to see a really nice packaging, they had like a really
Um.
nice, like a jewelry box style
Yes.
chocolate box.
Speaking of packaging, yung nga, Nemesis Coffee has really nice packaging. The design of the store is super nice. Um, but yeah, it's expensive. Like you did the math. The avocado toast was how much?
800 pesos for like toast on fruit
And then the
on bread.
avocado toast was like really expensive, right? So, um,
How was the tipping culture?
funny you mentioned that. So for weeks, I thought it was okay because like here, when you're going to pay, they give you the card machine, and then there's the option of like 15%, 20%, and then 30%, which is one of the options, and I think that's ridiculous. So you're supposed to tap the thing, and then if you don't want to tip, you press no, and then they give you a look. They look at the thing, and then they give you a look, right? So today I went to a restaurant that doesn't accept card. Okay, and I was about to pay, and the guy gave me back the woman gave me back my change, and then when I took the bill, she looked at me and said, "Please tip." But I already tipped. I left money, and she said, "Please tip," and I was like, "You mean you want the five?" And she's like, "Yes," and I was like, "But it's my change. Why did you bother giving me my change?"
You had a whole conversation about how much to leave. Oh, that's so
No,
weird.
she demanded that I leave all the change to her because I left change. Like she gave me two fives, right, and a bunch of coins, right, and I left all the coins. I think it was like I left at least $7, right, and I took the five, and she said, "Please tip," and I was like, "There's the tip," and she's like, "No, please tip," and I was like, "You want me to leave this?" And she said, "Yes," so I left it.
Oh, oh, that's such an awkward conversation.
Yeah, yeah. So the tipping culture here is kind of nuts. And it's like I know like a lot of my friends mentioned that the tipping has gone crazy here. And it's the first time that I actually felt that, hey, hold on, like all you did was like
This wasn't the
you're
ice
my
cream place, right?
no, 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 like no, like all they did was take my order, bring me the food. They didn't even like when I said, can I have this to go, they gave me a container which they charge money for, right, and you put your tira tira into your own container. So they did nothing, okay, and they demanded the tip. So basically the person got $17 in tip.
Wow. How much was your meal?
50 bucks. Yeah. I know. So, but the unfortunate thing is, Dad likes going to that place. So I was afraid that like if I fought the person, like yeah, exactly. That yeah, they might remember that and spit in his food. Like ako, I'm leaving, diba? I'm going back to Philippines. Like for me, like I could have just said no tip for you, but inisip ko, teka, baka matandaan si Papa, baka duraan yung food. So yeah, nagulat ako sa tipping culture. And it's not the only place. Like when me and Dylan went out for coffee, um, yeah, like the options on the credit card terminal starts at 15.
You probably didn't go to the ones in Vancouver then, because the ones in Vancouver start at 18.
No, we were in Vancouver. We were
Oh, you
coffee
were?
crawling in Vancouver. Yeah, and yeah, we it was. It was really surprising, and ang pangit tingnan, and you know, like
They okay,
takeout nga
so
eh. Like there's one time we went to get takeout for sushi. And this is takeout, okay? Like there's no service provided. So you pay for the food and then they said, "Tip please." And I was like, "What?" um like ganun sila ka walang hiya. In Colombia when I was there, they somehow do it in a nicer way. They when so they ask, like if you ask for the bill, they'll say, "Are you gonna pay in cash or credit?" And then when you say, let's say cash, they say, "Would you like to include tip?" That's all they say. And then they decide, parang they put 10% and that's it, right? At least you get the option of yes or no, right? It's not like a button you press on a machine and they demand it. Diba? So in Colombia, like that restaurant that served me the ants, the langgam, the guy asked,
mhm.
when I asked for the bill, the guy asked, uh would you like to include tip?" And then I said, "Yes, thanks for the langgam," right? And it was just 10%. They put it in, it's automatic, like 10%.
But how do you know if parang imagine mo, I think there's something nice, or at least what I enjoy about having in the terminal is there's that anonymity that you they don't have to approach you for would you like me to add tip.
No, but
The
the
if
thing with the terminal is they give you a look, right? One and two, like it's almost like a sense of entitlement. Like wala silang ginagawa. Yung parang in sobra eh. Like come on, one of the options is 30%. What the heck?
they,
Like
they danced and they jumped around and they were like,
like
how's your
like
food?
exactly. Kumanta ka ba ng happy birthday? Like, may harana ba or what, right? But yeah, it's a bit too much. Like Philippines, at least service charge is in some cafes it's
Built
included
in.
and then tip is extra, right? But it's not like a ridiculous amount. It's not, and they don't demand it. Like that's a nice thing about us Filipinos. We are a service culture, and that's what I love about Philippines, right? We are accommodating and we are yung nga, maserbisyo tayo, magaling tayo mag-serve. And
Well, why do you
yeah.
think the Koreans and the Japanese people, when they go to Vancouver, they don't understand? Because in Japan and Korea, it's very rude to ask kung if you're gonna add tip.
Yeah,
It's
they
rude on their yung parang what was there something wrong with the food that I served you that you want me that you're leaving me money?
yeah, exactly. So yeah, it's very different. Like it's and everyone I've had a meal with, like the other thing is splitting bill. Okay.
Uh
And
huh.
splitting bill is so convenient here, it's not even funny. Like ang galing nila mag-split ng bill. I think few restaurants we went to, like isa nga, it was me and Dylan is an 11-year-old, okay? And the person split our bill. And I I told Dylan, "May pera ka ba? Pay for your
It's like
part."
pay for it's like yeah there's no free loading here.
Yeah, exactly. So pati 11-year-olds pinilitan na nila ng bill. And he couldn't stop laughing because like he was like, "Dad, I have no money." He's like, I got no money. Nope, nope, no splitting bill. Yeah, so everyone who's joining us and watching and enjoying the podcast, please feel free to comment and ask questions. Like I'm currently in Vancouver, Canada, and Eric is in Philippines. So we're just chatting, and the Coffee Rockstars is a channel for coffee lovers and people who love coffee to just chat and talk, right? And talk about our experiences. Yun na nga, ngayon pinag-usapan na nga namin yung tipping culture dito sa Vancouver, and it's kind of wild. Like all this time, I'm hearing it from people who visit Vancouver, and I haven't come back here to Vancouver in a very long time. And they talk about the tipping culture, and every time I hear about it, I don't believe them. I thought it was a joke or whatever, right? And now that I've encountered it myself, medyo nakakashock siya, ha? Medyo nakakashock siya.
Did you
Like I
ever
went,
tip in the food court when you ordered?
no. Oh, they asked for it.
Because
They asked for
when
it.
you paid
Food
my
court
card,
to,
I was like, it's like we're doing what?
yeah.
And they charge you for everything, not only
Yes.
just your container, but if they'll ask you whether you want chopsticks, and you'll be like, Is there a charge?
Yeah, yeah. They charge you for everything, and then if you go, for example, you go to any store, kung may bibilhin ka, yung mga bags, yung mga shopping bags, yung mga stuff to put your stuff in, they charge you for. So there was one time, me and Dylan, we went to buy some groceries, and then we had so much stuff. Syempre, kasi kakadating lang namin. And the person actually asked, like, would you like a bag with that? And then I looked at him like, yeah. Like, how are we going to hold all this stuff, right? And then they asked again, do you want the cloth one or do you want the plastic one? And it's like, whichever is cheaper. Like,
But the
you
cloth
know,
is reusable.
yeah, but you never bring it out. That's the thing. So here at Dad's house, he's got so many of these cloth bags, and it's all over his car too. His entire back seat is all cloth from grocery stores. So that only means one thing. The reason why he has so many is he brings it out with him, and then by the time he's at the grocery store, he buys another one.
No, 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 no. He doesn't. He doesn't. He always has that ready just because it's always there. Because if it's not there, it's going to be kalat in the house.
Oh yeah,
Did you
okay.
see the one that I left? So that was my one experience. That's why I have like I left a giant Toy Kingdom um, grocery bag there. Yung as in the jumbo size that can fit the big Lego sets. And I brought that to the grocery ones, and they were just like literally staring because normally they have just like regular tote bags. But the Toy Kingdom one is massive. As in, yung kakamot na lang yung tao, parang, are you trying to feed like what? For a whole month? 2 months?
Oh,
Na, like you could put...
that's the other thing we noticed when we were in downtown. It's really bad actually. First of all, cannabis or weed is legal here, and you smell it everywhere. So Dylan was noticing a lot of weird stuff in downtown. There was a guy who walked up to us, and I'm not like saying it's dangerous down there, or I know, but there's weird people. So there's a guy who walked up to us, looked at us both, and said, "Ew, COVID." And yeah, yeah, exactly. And then Dylan's like, "What?" And then he kind of got scared, right? And he hid behind me, and I was like, "Don't mind him." But like that's like a really I think it reflects pretty negatively on in the neighborhood in and it's a nice place too. It's Gastown. So yeah, like
You.
someone walking up to you, looking at you and seeing that you're Asians and said, "Ew, COVID." Uh yeah, that was kind of weird. And then there's another guy, he was just like preaching and walking around. Yung basta sumisigaw na sumisigaw. So there's a lot of weirdos. So I don't know if like legalizing pot is a good thing, or I don't know what these guys were on, but you smell pot everywhere, like weed. And because of that,
Well,
my son now knows what weed smells like. 11-year-old.
well, I don't think pot is the because pot's supposed to be a downer, so it's supposed to calm you down. I think it's all the other stuff because they also legalize. I think they have safe areas where they can shoot up heroin. I think I could be like a lot of the harder drugs. There's vending machines that sells like safe paraphernalia for people to do drugs.
Okay, so yeah, bringing an 11-year-old into that area was a bad idea because I had to answer a lot of questions, and I had to be careful with what how I answer as well. Yeah, it was interesting because
I'm
yeah,
surprised
you
you didn't
COVID,
do it
right?
like when we were kids. When we were in Hong Kong, you remember those stalls, the newspaper stalls? Whenever we would walk by it, I remember Mom always says, "Don't look at the stalls. Just turn away from the stalls." And I was like, "Oh, okay." So we were every time we walked by those stalls, we were like, "Don't look at them. They don't exist." And then it wasn't until I was at least a teenager until I found out. I was like, what are we not supposed to look at in the stalls? It's because of all the they had the adult magazines there. That's why they always asked us to turn away. So in Vancouver, you're like, Dylan, don't do eye contact.
No,
Do
no,
not
I just explained.
engage.
I just explained that yeah, weed is legalized, and it's actually it's the drug dealers that lose out on the money, and then the government makes the money, right? And then it supports local business, and the government makes their tax, and blah 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 blah. He gets it. But the thing he doesn't understand is like, why are people walking around smoking weed, right? And why are there people running around, calling us COVID, you COVID? So those were a little bit difficult to understand, to answer. But yeah, and then ano pa ba mga nakita na? We saw some bums like sleeping in the street, and then Dylan's like, why is he sleeping in the street? And I said, well, wala siyang bahay, right? That's what happens. Even in Canada, which is a first world country, may ganun din. So yeah, life is hard. You gotta work hard. Ayun. Hey guys, everyone watching, mga coffee rock stars, if you guys have any comments or want to join in the conversation, feel free to send us a message, and we'll feature your comment on the podcast. Ayun. So we're 50 minutes
So
in. Yeah.
how much coffee did you buy while you're there? Or like when you were in Colombia, how much coffee did you hoard?
Um, how much coffee? I just bought whatever coffee I found interesting for our cupping, so that people can taste it. There's and then here in Canada, I did buy some coffees that I found was interesting, and then I ordered some online as well because like, I think it's a good opportunity to bring some of these home, just to show our fellow Filipinos how our coffee culture is doing and how far we are from these guys. What I really, really want to do when I get back to Philippines is really try to level up our coffees. There's a lot of things that I've learned about processing, and not just processing, but the entire value chain of coffee I'd like to apply to the coffee farms that we've adopted. Marami mga techniques at mga bagong methods ako na learn from our friends in Colombia. That's super super kind to have shared their knowledge with us. So that was basically my goal, to go to Colombia, learn, and then bring back what we've learned and sharing it with our kapwa Filipino.
So I have realized. Well, the reason why I asked about coffee hoarding was because I was cleaning and I found something that I bought that I totally forgot about. So when I was in Malaysia, they have this. This is called Rare Find. This was done by this roaster called Afloat Coffee Roaster. Right there. And
Okay.
it is actually a series. So there's like 3 different coffees that they found here from award-winning farms. So this is called the Anniversary Geisha Set that I totally forgot about. And it's kind of sad because this was bought almost a year ago. Do you think it's still good?
Depends. Did you keep it in the freezer? If you kept it in the freezer, it should still be good. But if you did not, then hey, nice packaging, and sayang, you can drink it. Like, I don't think you'll die from drinking it, but I think the flavors are probably all gone.
Oh.
Nice
Boo.
packaging though.
But yeah, so this one's called Afloat Coffee Roasters from Malaysia, and because when I went to their Hario event there at the time, it was just really pretty, like the box and the way it was designed. I was like, ooh, I must have this. And I think there's supposed to be like a gift inside as well. I might have bought it because of the gift, but I could be wrong. But
Why would you
what a
open it
shame.
and let's see what's the gift?
Sure, let me get a blade.
Since it's stale
I'm
already, you
back.
might as well find out. Like, yeah, do an unboxing.
So we'll do an unboxing. Hold on a
Yeah,
second.
guys. So mga coffee friends, kung namimili kayo ng mga kape at i-hoard ninyo, please keep it in the freezer. And don't be like Eric, because Eric just left it out. For sure that coffee he's about to unbox is already stale. Kung masarap pa yan, I'm gonna be really, really surprised. The other option is kung if the packaging is nitro flushed, it might still be okay. But I don't know. I don't know how high tech Malaysia is with their packaging. Um, yeah. So, mga coffee friends that are just joining us, kung may mga comment kayo, feel free to comment below. Ayun, si Ray. Hello. Hey, Ray. Hello to the twins. Good
Hi,
morning.
twins. Good
Yeah.
morning.
So si
All right.
Eric ang ninong ng mga twins. Okay. Perfect ninong yan si Eric kasi maganda mag-gift. so mga rock stars watching the chat. Yan si Eric. Maganda kuning ninong. Okay, go. So, for the guys who are just about to join us, this is Eric unboxing 1-year-old coffee with a free gift inside. Okay, so
Ooh.
let's see.
Oh, this is so cool. So this one
What is
actually
it?
has this is their, it says in bloom anniversary geisha right there, and it says series. So there's supposed to be, I guess, a year is 2023. And
Mm-hmm.
then
Yeah,
behind
it's
it,
one year
you
old.
have the different types of geishas that they have in here. So in here, there is a Columbia Mikava Geisha 1931 carbonic maturation washed. There's a Costa Rica Hacienda Kopi 49 Geisha anaerobic natural, and there's also a Taiwan Zhou Yuan Geisha natural. Ooh! Oh, so cool! So this, I guess, is their free gift. So you have a little pin,
Wow.
and you have a little scooper thing.
Wow, okay yan ah. Hey, can we see the pin again? Sabi ni Bodhi, brew it, Eric, and share the taste results. Ano yan? Teka, bastos yan ah.
It, it's a woman
Hindi, hindi,
who's
hindi.
drinking a cup of coffee.
Okay. Kasi in another angle, like it looks bastos. Sorry.
And then, oh, these are so pretty. So this is their packaging. So inside there's 3 different ones. So this one I'm guessing is orange because it has an orange on it. Oop, right there.
Oh, they put it in little pin cans. That's cool.
Yeah. This one here is the Costa Rica. So this one I guess has grapes and mangoes. So I guess it's a more tropical.
Why would you pop one
And
open and tell us if it smells stale?
oh, it smells stale.
Kasi, yeah, it smells stale. Okay. Yeah. Sabi nga ni Bodhi, brew it, Eric, and share the results.
I might. I think I might. Or what's one of those things that maybe we can do? Hindi, sayang eh.
Yeah, you might as well
Aw.
bring it to Wolfex and let people taste it.
Yeah, I might do that.
Yeah, 1-year-old
But
coffee, and then you raffle away the free gift.
No, I want to. The reason why I bought it was for the free gift. But it's packaged so nicely.
So again, mga coffee friends, kung mag-hoard kayo ng kape, keep it in the freezer. Don't be like Eric, and or don't keep it for so long and actually schedule to drink it.
Yeah.
Or share it with your friends.
Yes, I think coffee is best enjoyed when you share it with people. That way you can all experience. O saan ba ako lumalabas?
Sabi ni Bodhi, save some for me sa Wolfex. Yeah,
Sige.
Sir Bodhi, ibubrew ni Sir Eric para sa'yo. Yeah. So you guys can enjoy stale coffee together.
But it's stale geisha, so you can see whether there is an impact or not. But interestingly, because the can itself, it doesn't have a one-way valve. So does that mean it's already been it was degassed before they put it inside the can?
No. So if you open it, it should give you a hissing sound, because it actually degassed in the can. So the can should be CO2 rich environment because it's pressurized, and I don't think the CO2 would be able to escape. I don't think so, at least. Yun na nga sabi ni Bodhi, haha, stale, gasha. Ayun. So, guys, yun, mag-iisang oras na tayo nag-uusap. At once again, maraming salamat sa mga people who joined us at the Rockstar podcast. It's a lot of fun doing this almost every week, and I hope we keep continuing. Sa mga nag-join, maraming salamat at yun na nga. kung may mga comment kayo or kung gusto nyo ma-feature sa Coffee Rockstar podcast or gusto nyo mag-guess at may gusto kayong gustong i-promote, please feel free to reach out. We'd love to have you on our show. At yun na nga, sabi nga ni Kirk, may spirit pa yun. Ayan. So, Kirk, Sir Bodhi, punta kayo sa Woofex, visit the Conlin's booth, and enjoy that stale gesha together. I'll be there as well. I can brew it, but I'm telling you, my barista powers cannot make stale coffee taste good.
You never know. You never know.
Okay, looking forward to experiencing stale gesha. Ayun, we're gonna experience it all together. Yun. Mag-guess daw si Kirk. Sige, iplano natin yan, Kirk. Gusto mo ba next week or next week? Let us know. And yeah, we would love to have you at the show. Once again, this is the Coffee Rockstar podcast. I'm Michael Harris, and that's
It's
Eric
the
Conlin right
19th.
there. I'm not sure what he's looking at.
I was looking at
And
the calendar
oh, calendar.
because
Yeah.
I,
So
I I was
Kirk,
like looking. It's like
Iplano natin yung yung show natin. And maraming salamat for joining the Coffee Rockstar podcast. Good night from Vancouver and good day from Philippines. Bye-bye.
bye bye.